everyone, and welcome back to So Flossy with Syd. And today we're going to be talking about how I got into dental school and the tips and tricks I have for those of you that are applying this cycle or future pre-dental students. But before I get started, click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell while you're at it too, because I know you see it. So for those that don't know me, I am a D2 at the University of Florida College of Dentistry. Now, I love my school, but the one thing about it is not easy getting in. So I'm going to walk you guys through my undergraduate years, how I got into dental school, and hopefully you guys will be able to take away from something from that. Huh? Okay, so I don't know what I just said, but what I meant to say was that I hope you guys take away something from this video. So, my road to dental school was a little non-traditional. My freshman year of undergrad, I actually applied to dental school. I know. Sounds crazy. So let me explain. So UF has a program called the Combined BS-DMD program, and pretty much what it is, it combines your first 3 years of undergrad down to 3. And then your senior year, you go straight to dental school. So my freshman spring, I actually applied for this program. It was very competitive. You have to obtain your letters of recommendation early. So that was the one thing that I definitely had to actively seek out, was to talk to my professors, get to know them, attend their office hours, and then eventually ask them for a letter of recommendation of only knowing me in one semester. So I would say that is definitely one of the most difficult parts about applying to the program and the application process. Besides that, you do have to maintain a 3.75 overall GPA and a 3.5 science GPA, which is very, very, very difficult at UF. So after applying, I was accepted to the program, and that really made me happy. So I received a conditional acceptance to the UF College of Dentistry, under the conditions that I had to maintain those certain aspects all through 3 years of my undergraduate career. So my last year of undergrad, which was pretty much my junior year, that was definitely one of the most challenging periods for me throughout college. I was about to be finished with the undergrad because of my program, but I was also trying to maintain my GPA, which was very hard. So I definitely had to find the right balance between, my friends, school, my grades, my family, and also my job. I actually had 2 jobs all throughout college. So for those of you that are working right now in college, I salute you. Along the way, I did deal also with stress and anxiety, and I still do to this day. I remember during college, there was a period where I just felt like I was losing control. I did have trouble sleeping a lot during undergrad. Not because of the program, just because of myself. I didn't know how to deal with stress. I didn't know how to deal with my anxiety. I didn't even know I had anxiety at one point. But I finally actually made the decision to go see someone, where I took a test and they actually diagnosed me with an anxiety disorder. So for those of you that, do deal with stress and do deal with anxiety, just know that you're not alone, and that there are options out there. There are ways to deal with it. There are ways to overcome it. I will say the biggest stress relief that I finally got was the final acceptance letter to the UF College of Dentistry. I just felt like a weight was completely lifted from me, and that I was finally going to be a dental student, and I was finally going to become a dentist. And I know that you guys are all wondering when that time is going to be for you. So just trust yourself, be yourself, and work hard. So even though my journey to dental school was a little bit different and non-traditional, considering I only did 3 years of undergrad and then went straight to dental school, there are still a lot of things that I found that were very common between the normal, traditional application process to dental school. And those things are your GPA, your DAT, your major, your extracurricular activities, and your application process. So first things first, let's talk about your GPA. Yes, it does matter, but it's not your entire application. The one thing that I learned, especially throughout undergrad, is to not compare myself to other people. I didn't have a 4.0 GPA, and that didn't bother me. For a while it did, but I learned that, I'm as smart as I am. But you do have to make sure that you work hard, and just know that if you're trying your best, that's all that matters. So if you do have any discrepancies in your transcript or in your grades, be able to talk about them. But that was one thing that I had to do during my interview. So during my freshman spring, I took Biology 1. It actually wasn't going as great as I thought it was going to. So I actually struggled a lot with that class for some reason. And after the second or third test, I just felt like I could do a lot better. And I didn't have the time that I needed to do. And so I actually withdrew from the class and then decided to take it again over the summer, and I got an A in the class over the summer. And so that was definitely one of the things that I had to learn myself, was that, I felt like I was a failure. I had never had to withdraw from a class. I never really struggled in a class, and yet here I am freshman spring struggling in Bio 1. And so that was one thing I talked about in my interview, and the things that came out of it, how I felt more motivated, the things that I learned how to, what works for me when it came to studying, and how I became stronger as a student. And those are the things that you have to be able to talk about in your application, especially if you do have a lower GPA, or if you do have a low grade in the class, or even have had to withdraw from a class. But even though your GPA is important, it is not everything. But you do want to be working as hard and studying as hard as you can to keep that GPA high. Okay, second is your DAT. Yes, it is important. I know right now, obviously, things are a little bit different with everything that's going on with the COVID-19 pandemic. So I would just encourage you to reach out to your schools, check to see if any of their requirements have changed, because I have heard that some schools are now no longer requiring the DAT as a application requirement. So I would just encourage you to reach out to the admissions office at your school. So don't be afraid also to retake your DAT. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be a stronger applicant. It just shows that, you know, you felt like you can do better. But one thing that I've also heard is that you have to have a certain major to get into dental school, and that is 100% a myth. You can have whatever major you would like to. I always encourage people to pick a major that they're passionate about, that they care about, and that they'll want to study for a total of 4 years at their university. I was actually originally a biology major my freshman fall, and I actually switched to nutritional sciences because I did not like biology, especially after freshman spring when I had to withdraw. But I actually really grew to love my major, nutritional sciences, and I really valued how a lot of it came into play, especially when I got to dental school, about oral health and how that relates to your diet and the foods you eat. Don't pick your major just because you feel like it's going to look better to schools. What matters is as long as you get your prerequisites done for all your classes, your sciences, your math, as long as you get those done for your school. I have a friend that was a music major and that got into dental school, but she still had all of her classes done, and that's all that matters. Now, as far as your involvement goes, I want to talk a little bit about extracurricular activities and research, and do you need them, are they important, and what you should be doing while in undergrad. So for me, I involved myself in things that I was passionate about. Obviously, I joined the organization, Pre-Dental Society. That really helped me sort of have a lot of volunteer hours, shadowing, and also eventually leadership positions in that organization. But I also joined things that, you know, I was interested in besides dentistry. And so what really matters is you doing things that you are passionate about, that you genuinely have an interest in, and that you enjoy. Because once you get to your interview and you list out these organizations that you're a part of or things that you have done in your undergrad, there's a chance that they will ask you about those in your interview. And if you cannot come up with an answer or a description or experiences that you had while you were in those organizations, then that's just going to look bad on your part. And as far as it goes with research, for me, I personally did not do research. It was not something that I was interested in. I did not really find enjoyment in research. Don't get me wrong, some people love it, and I'm not knocking research at all because I think it is very, very, very important. It is just wasn't for me in undergrad. But I will say there are schools that do place a strong emphasis on research and having that on your background and your resume. And so I would definitely research on the school that you are applying to or thinking about applying to, and check to see on how much they value research, and especially if it is something that you do need to have on your resume when you are applying. And as far as dental shadowing and dental volunteering goes, I definitely recommend having that. There are no set of number of hours that you need to have, but you definitely need to show that you are passionate about the dental field and that it is something that you are involved in and eventually want to be doing. For me, I volunteered at my dentist's office, and then I also did volunteer with my student clinic at the dental school. So definitely check out your surrounding dental schools if you live near one and see if there are any volunteer opportunities there. I do know obviously now with COVID-19 things may be a little bit different, so you may not be able to do in-person interviews, but I know that some schools I have heard of are doing like online virtual shadowing or virtual clinic opportunities, so definitely check those out. Now we're getting to the application part. You guys are about to apply. What needs to be on your application and what's most important. So overall, dental schools, they are looking for students just like you. They're looking for students that are unique. They want you. You just have to show it. And so part of the application is your personal statement. And that's what really defines you. That is really their first look into who you are as a person. And so my advice when you are writing your personal statement is write it again. Write it multiple times. It may take you multiple drafts to write your personal statement. And I know for me, it took me at least 5-6 drafts to have a statement that I felt like reflected who I was as a person. Have other people read your personal statement and give you feedback, ways that you can improve, ways that will make you appear more unique as a student. But overall, the whole point of your personal statement is to just be yourself and show that you belong at that school. The one thing I will definitely say about the applications process is do not lie. It's not good, it's not going to get you anywhere, and your admissions office will see right through it. I've seen numerous times where students have lied about their number of hours they've shadowed, lied about organizations they have been in, and even lied about their GPA and DAT scores. It never works, and they will find out. And then also, as far as letters of recommendation go, make sure you ask people in advance about their letters of recommendation. I've seen time and time again where students have asked a professor for a letter of recommendation and have told them that it's due the next week. For a lot of people, that is not going to work for them just because you don't know how busy their schedule is. And last thing I have to say is that I was actually recently appointed to our admissions committee at University of Florida College of Dentistry, and I'm so excited. I haven't gotten a chance to really do anything yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully interviewing some of you in the future. So thank you guys for watching. I really hope this video gave you guys a little motivation or the extra drive to just keep doing what you're doing, keep working hard. I wish the best of luck for those of you that are applying this cycle, and so does my dog. Thank you guys again for watching. Stay flossy. Oh, I almost forgot. If you guys have any questions about the application process, being in dental school, comment below or even send me a message on Instagram. That's it.